Advanced Guide to Azure Synapse DevOps Integration. Azure Synapse is a cloud-based analytics service that allows users to integrate and analyze data from various sources. To implement continuous integration and continuous delivery in Azure Synapse, DevOps integration is essential. In this guide, we will walk through the steps to integrate Azure Synapse with DevOps. First, create an Azure Synapse workspace and link it to a GitHub repository. This allows version control and collaboration among team members. Next, set up a pipeline in Azure DevOps to automate the build and deployment of Azure Synapse artifacts. This includes creating a new pipeline, selecting the GitHub repository, and configuring the pipeline to use the Azure Synapse workspace. The pipeline consists of multiple stages, including build, test, and deployment. In the build stage, use the Azure Synapse pipeline task to build and package Azure Synapse artifacts. In the test stage, use the Azure Synapse pipeline task to deploy and test the artifacts. In the deployment stage, use the Azure Synapse pipeline task to deploy the artifacts to the Azure Synapse workspace. To automate the deployment of Azure Synapse resources, use Azure Resource Manager templates. These templates define the infrastructure and configuration of the Azure Synapse workspace. Use the Azure Resource Manager template task in the pipeline to deploy the templates. Best practices for Azure Synapse DevOps integration include using version control, automating testing and deployment, and monitoring the pipeline. Use Azure Monitor to monitor the pipeline and receive alerts when issues arise. Additionally, use Azure Synapse Workspace templates to create consistent and reproducible workspaces. In conclusion, integrating Azure Synapse with DevOps allows for continuous integration and continuous delivery of Azure Synapse artifacts. By following the steps outlined in this guide, users can automate the build, test, and deployment of Azure Synapse artifacts, and monitor the pipeline for issues. This results in faster time to market, improved quality, and increased collaboration among team members.